All right. We're in? We're in. Excellent. Greetings and salutations. It is Zerilath Eternal on the Immortal channel. And I want to thank Thelonious Terp for being the first person in the chat room and perhaps the first or second person here. What's good, man? And you thought that was me singing. You flatter me, sir. But yeah, I'm sure I could probably sing like that. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, no, it's there. It's in one of my vocalizations. I wonder if I just blew out somebody's ears. I don't know how that sounded on the other end. But I'm not all the way up. Now I'm all the way up. It's all the way up. I don't listen to enough. I don't listen to enough of that song. But anyway, welcome to part 2 of the Gotland stones covered under the Vainamoinen mythology, also known as the Bock Saga. The historico-mythological oral tradition of Finland that claims to go back a few million years and explains the various ways that we lost the knowledge along the way of this original unicivilization from one king line's seed. And there are many ways to interpret this. It is mythology. However, it also is the freedom to speculate on certain aspects that make too much sense about history in the way it sums it up, because it's way better of an explanation of the events of Genesis than the Adam and Eve mythology. Okay? And it certainly answers more important questions in my mind than the Greco-Judaic mishmash understanding of the official Torah. The officially recognized by history original source books of the established religion that would come into the Roman Empire as part of its relationship with the mythology rising of Christianity, which was the A to B brand false paradigm versus Mithras. And Mithras was a little bit more strongly favored in the East Orthodox Church. There's a little bit of history that got nothing to do with the part of the Bock Saga we're going to be jumping into, because we're still talking about pre-cataclysm explanations of things, because he's got these stones. The stones may not themselves be pre-cataclysm, but there's the Kalevala mythology and Finnish history that's associated with the story of those stones. But then there's the Bock Saga, which turns a great deal of things on its head because of its deeper understanding of the fertility cult, the fertility rituals of this original family, which was under a different kind of physiological human because of the energy field of the earth, which is this golden ring called Uden, which is also Ukko in their mythology, which is a Thor-like thunder god. And this is effectively the mind of the all. This is when you're talking about the god, That's Uden. And Uden only once in a while decides that it's had enough of people failing to level up. It's not about the cruelty of sin. It's about the fact that the whole manner in which everybody did it was just they were botching something, right? They were botching something. This is the only intuitive thing that I can fucking rationalize, because there's too much of a seed of truth, because we are not hallucinating when the news tells us about, I'm not talking about like an earthquake, although probably, yeah, an earthquake maybe. But when it's apocalyptic, right? Like when the wildfires all over the fucking place. You know, look at where Canada's at now since those wildfires, right? It's when, you know, the elephant in the room also happens to be a fire elemental. Now the elephant is a big fire elemental. You've got Godzilla, right? And Australia has seen Godzilla. Probably China's seen Godzilla more than their fucking media sources are interested in telling the world. But we already know about the environmental track record of the corporations that get to run amok under communist China. And you're not allowed to bring that up in the carbon conversation. You need to be having real conversations, because if you don't know how to initiate a conversation on the premise of talking about what's going on in China, that you can initiate so you can frame your thing, right, and be interesting and be the guy who is leading the chat for a second, right? And there's going to be a play between you and anybody else who thinks they know better. And then there's a psychic game that is afoot. I am playing this game all the time in the workforce, running around with people who don't get it, and me figuring out where's the in point, right? And the only reason why it's that hard to have an in point is because I know that it's going to take them. They're not going to know the end point unless they're really a younger person, and I can fucking get them to stop listening to hip hop for 3 fucking seconds. I just can't. I just can't, right? But once in a while they'll ask me questions and perhaps look into it. I got a guy to look at Sigmund Freud last week at work. So I was like, oh, okay, right, he's checking it out, and he was doing that because I was explaining Carl Jung to him, and I had to explain something about Freud. But anyway, how you guys doing? I'm fantastic. I've been working for 2 weeks straight, and I just got my first fucking paycheck. So, it's good to be on a full-time schedule for now. And it looks like it's a pretty long-term assignment. So maybe it goes perm. I'd rather get this other job at a shorter commute distance. Anyway, I think I've warmed up the crowd enough. Let's get on with the show. I mean, I'm mostly listening anyway. Hey, there we go. All right, so this remembers exactly where we were at. Oops. Okay, good. There we go.
In the middle of Asgård, we have something called Asgård's Arena, and the Asgård's Arena is round like a circus arena. Above the Asgård's Arena, we have Midgård, and Midgård is actually one avsats just under the Asgårdsberget, Korntel och Våri Lysnarberget. Asgårdsberget has one tower called Glanshem, and in the top of Glanshem we have a svalgång called on the tower of Ukko, so Ukko can go round his svalgång and he can look to all sides. And that time his tower was in the top of the planet. He could go up in the top of his tower, he could walk round the svalgång, and he could see the completely round as a tower in the top of the planet, the North Pole before ice time. Our Finnish mythology consists of 6
Okay. All right. I did not screen this. I did not screen this. Earbox the real deal. So anyway. All right, folks. This is a hard PG-13 episode today, but if it passes the mustard on this channel, I'm sure it'll pass the mustard on this channel. All right.
main figures. Our main figure is our Ukko, Akka, Pukki Lemminkäinen, Aurinko Lintu Joutsen, Seppo Ilmarinen, and Maja Ilmatar. We have also Sampo and Aino. Sampo means for us all the people on the planet are Sampo, all men on the planet are Sampo, and all women on the planet are Aino. So Sampo and Aino means actually the man and the woman. From our Ukko, we can call him also for Bocken Balgubben Pär in root, and we can call her for Balgumman Ella. So Balgumman Ella, Bocken Balgubben Pär is same as we say Ukko and Akka in Van language. We say Bocken Balgubben Pär and Balgumman Ella in root language. Balgumman Ella and Bocken Balgubben Pär, we have pictures from them. We have them from Gotland, because Gotland has been one period where the Aser and Asgård has been in Gotland. That means 10,017 years ago, up to 9,017 years ago. The whole story of Aser is actually gone out from Gotland, Bockland, Gotland, Gotland, a big island on the east coast outside of Sweden. In this Gotland we have stones, and from them I always want to present, of course, our main stone we have remind from that time, where we have Ukko riding on his 8-feeted horse called Sleipner. And we can see him here on the top, sitting on his 8-legged horse, Sleipner. On his head he has one slok ner hatt, one special hat with the name slok ner hatt. And between his legs he has one sword called Mime Ears Sword. Mimer's sword or Mime Ears Sword is the sword of the breeding equipment of a man, with special breeding equipment of one breeder in retiring, what actually our Ukko is. So the thing we have left from him is actually his sword, where you can see between his leg his parerstång, his gavelskaft and his knapp. And from these details we can understand that it's Ukko who is riding on his horse Sleipner. Here we have his akka, and his akka is quite easy to recognize because she has one long klänning med släp. That means that her long klänning we can see here with the släp going back, and that means that it's akka with her shoes. She has on her shoulder one shawl, and the shawl we can recognize to be one part here who go over her shoulders.
Okay, so, all right. So, slipper is Sleipnir, right? Slippers. Literally, slippers. Akka's slippers. These are the slippers. This is fucking German folklore. This is what? Cinderella? Cinderella? This is fucking Cinderella. Cinders of what? Sulfur, because this is where the swastika comes from. Her and him dictate the swastika.
He's crowned by one laxorm, one lohi käärme in van, and one laxorm in rot. The laxormen is in form of one andbird, and the andbird has one eye, and the andbird has one neb. And this andbird's neck is actually following her head down, going round her knot in the hair and falling over her shoulder. Our akka has one special knot. Her hair knot is what we call a rinkeli in van, kringla. We have it particular in Viborg's kringla, Viborin rinkeli, what is one hair who is in the knot going in the kringel form. All these details with the long kjol, with släp, her shawl, her andhead, with andöga, andnäbb, and andneck, who is going round, down, and round her hair and over her shoulder, make that we can understand that this is a picture from our Ukko and our akka. Ukko and akka has 12 sons and 7 daughters. The first son of them is Seppo Ilmarinen, and the youngest.
This cameraman's pushing it, I'm just saying.
And between they have 10 boys, what we call P, I, and Q. Q means the moon in one language, and P, we can see it in our system that it's P Ekenspåle, we call it. So P and I is the I, and Q is the sound actually of the one moon. So P-I-Q is Peikko, and Peikko in rot we call troll. So the father of the mother of the troll, trollfader, trollmoder, is actually Peikko Isä, Peikko Äiti. The trollmother and trollfather is actually also our Ukko and akka. Ukko akka has their situated in Asgård, and Asgård is the middle point of
Okay, so the troll mother, troll father. This is where I am going to give some rare good credit to Dr. Crawford, who I don't know if I like him because I don't pay attention to him. I'm interested in a level of etymology that he does not respect. Foolishly so. But anyway. But him being the contributor to Frozen and in general contributing to Disney's re-scripting of Norse mythology for their bullshit, like what they're doing to Thor. Now, by the way, this is why I hate people that just say the Jews. The Jews made Thor an awesome fucking comic book. Then different Jews bought it and did things with it. It has nothing to do with you being a, quote, Jew in the public colloquial context. And you mustn't use the word for that because it's fucking obscure. Unless you want to just talk about the etymology of it to properly frame the fucking conversation when you see it popping up in a contextually accurate way in history. Now anyway, back to the naked men talking about the first people to have sex.
Ma, down from Asgård we have Helsingeniemi, Helsingenes, and when you go up from Helsingenes, you come to the 7 islands above, and the middle of these 7 islands called Odensö, and Odensö has the famous Asgård. In middle of Asgård we have something called Asgårds Arena, and the Asgårds Arena is round like a circus arena. Above the Asgårds Arena we have Midgård, and Midgård is actually one avsats just under the Asgårdsberget, Kuuntel o vuori lysnar berget. Asgårdsberget has one tower called Glanshem, and in the top of Glanshem we have a svalgång called on the tower of Ukko, so Ukko can go round his svalgång and he can look to all sides. And that time his tower was in the top of the planet. He could go up in the top of his tower, he could walk round the svalgång, and he could see the completely round as a tower in the top of the planet, the North Pole before ice time. After that, this North Pole has been shifted, so today is where Helsinki in Finland is situated, with Helsingenes, Helsingeniemi, and outside of Helsingenes is the Asgård on the 7 islands, where the tower was in the top, the Midgård under the hill, and Midgård has Valhalla. Valhalla is one arch, the arch of Midgård, and the arch of Midgård is also symboling of the sky. The himmel of the sky is also the arch of the Asgård. So now we can.
Okay, so I think he said the helmet of the sky, right? So the helmet is the head of the penis in the fertility cult vernacular. But it sounded almost like he said Heimdall, right? So you may have just said he may have just told us where the name of Heimdall comes from. And the fact that it's this arch, an arch is also kind of what is the underframe support of a bridge. And arch is the form of Asgard. So the Holy Mountain is the realm of the Archons. So this is where the Gnostic black magic tries to keep us away from our ancestral gods. Right? And this is because they did not know how to get us off blood sacrifice. All right? They didn't know how to get us off blood sacrifice. The only way they could fucking do it was to empathize it through a man. Because unfortunately, we had forgotten something. I don't know what the fuck we forgot, because we abandoned natural law in a big way when we started fucking doing it in the first fucking place, right? And so this is one of those, quote, original sins, which some people use as a horrible allegory. And the paltering of the whole fucking scripture is nothing that I support. It's unfortunately the most common reference point. It's the most base, either get with the program or get with the anti-program, but you better not be in the anti-program. Right? Don't be the anti-Antichrist. You're either Christ or Antichrist. You're not allowed to be the double negative. Right? And that's Neo. Neo's the double negative. That's the idea. Double negative to what, Agent Smith? That was the idea. That binary was meant to be told under a completely different pretense. But, Tom Althouse will have his revenge.
See on this stone a keyhole we can look in. We have the arch of Asgard's down. So Asgard with the arena must be the down part of the picture, and the up part of the picture must be the arch of Valhalla, and the arch of particular. Here we have the arch of Valhalla, and in Valhalla we have the father with the 12 diare, that means Ukko, and his 12 sons, Seppo Ilmarinen, Kymmenen Peikko, and Ukko.
Skating on thin ice, cameraman, thin ice!
Seppo Ilmarinen is representing moon, and we have him here as the first son, and we can see him very nicely on the picture here. Before
And that was definitely
present
pretty much a fail.
Ilmarinen as a picture, I want to turn the page in the book.
Okay, hang on. I was so busy trying to tell you one little thing that I just I didn't bring it back in, because I thought it was gonna take a half second longer. I want to go to the part where they finish zooming the fuck in, and we don't see nothing. Because literally just straight up, it was the guy's fucking hand in the way, and I'm like, nope, there's half a nutsack. It's enough to get past the censors, but I've got more subs than this guy. All right, so bear with me. It's hard to get right back into place. So I'm just going to rap with you for a second until it gets to the point and try to remember everything that he said, right? Okay, that should be... Wait, no, I'm sorry. I was at the wrong... I went back too far. It's this one. Wait, almost? Okay, hang on. One second. It's so hard to nail it on the spot. So, no, they did that. No, we would have seen that. Right? I am so sorry. It is really annoying because this is a 5-hour video and me trying to pinpoint it. All right, let's just get back to it.
Of Valhalla, and the arch of particular. Here we have the arch of Valhalla, and in Valhalla we have the father with the 12 diare, that means Ukko, and his 12 sons, Seppo Ilmarinen, Kymmenen Peikko, and Pukki Lemminkäinen. Seppo Ilmarinen is representing moon, and we have him here as the first son, and we can see him very nicely on the picture here.
Okay. All right. Whoops. There we go. I found it. 120. Wait, I want to go back one more second. It's pretty safe, and I want to make sure. It seemed like there was one thing in frame that I wanted to keep in frame.
Seppo Ilmarinen,
One second.
Kymmenen Peikko, and Pukki Lemminkäinen. Seppo Ilmarinen is representing moon, and we have him here as the first son, and we can see him very nicely.
Okay, here we go. There we go. See? There we go. Nice and safe to all of my sensibilities too, guys.
On the picture here. Before we go over to present Seppo Ilmarinen's picture, I want to turn the page in the book. Ukko and Akka's first son and first daughter, called Seppo Ilmarinen, the first son, and Maija Ilmatar, the first daughter. They are representing moon, and they are representing the new moon, the half moon, and the full moon. And we have here two pictures in front, who is representing Maija Ilmatar. And
I trust not. Go away. All right, we're gonna keep it off. This is, I don't know how. I don't know. Like, well, I can't keep it off. There's stuff to show you. This is this is so horrible. Oh my God, the fins. This is a while ago. They couldn't just put a black bar on the whole bottom of the screen when it wasn't presentation parts. They couldn't have done a little bit more work. Seriously, you're killing me, Smalls.
and her full
All right. Here, no.
moon.
All right, here. Fuck's sake, man. Impossible with these people. I gotta keep a hair trigger. Hair trigger.
And Seppo Ilmarinen and his full moon. So we can see the form. This one is from one walrus bone made thousands of years ago, and it has been saved for us. Seppo Ilmarinen is Hu Ning As, so he representing Hu, what is the moon, and he is Hu Ning As because he belonged to the Aser, and Aserna's father is Ukko and Akka. In root we call him Mån Bocken Ball Där. Mån means the moon, Bocken means the bock, and Ball means the ball, and if Ball is there, it means Ball there. So we have the old ramsa from root, we have Mån Bocken Ball Där. And here we can see his ball, 1 and 2, and from his ball is coming up one spoolingklubba. He has between his hands, and he is in principle offering to himself from himself. From that we have full Månbocken Ball Där, full moon, bocken, ball, där. He is also Ra, so he is Ra, ball, där. His mun is very important. His mouth, his so, what we can see here. So this is the Ra. We have Ra, mun, där, Ra, ball, där. Ra, mun, där, Ra, ball, där. So we have full månbocken, ball där, Ra, mun där, Ra, ball där. He has his spoling klubba, who is between his hands and is coming up actually to his mun, so he is offering to himself from himself. His head is the full moon, and we can see that he has one pannband. And this pannband here we call dröp ner ring. The dröp ner ring,
Well, then.
because the sperm from his spool-formed huvudskål, the sperm is spool down to his pannband. He has two round eyes called klubbögon, nuja-silmät, what means that it's one ring where one kuperad inside is coming out, so it gives the illusion of one round ring, maybe one dröpner ring, who has the kuperad form coming out from the ring. We have 1 and 2 eye, what most symbolized the club by itself. And we have his mun, all the strings go into the mun. If we see here Seppo Ilmarinen, one of the oldest pictures what has been saved from him, with the ramsa Ra, ball, där, Ra, mun, där, and mån, bocken, ball, där. His sister is called Maja Ilmatar, and she is also representing moon. So here we have the sister's head, who we again can see one pannband with one plume, the plumage. And the plumage and the plume is representing her sav, her sap, her juice, who is coming out from her when she cleave her clitoris and get the climax, and with one straw she can actually suck out by herself the inside of herself.
So I'm looking at that, and there's something very obvious to me. In the way that it is. Hold on a second. Right to there. Perfect. So I think that we're looking at the absolute first Isis. You are looking, yeah, you're looking at what you're looking at. That's a whole, that's it's a vagina. Right? So that's Isis. that's the Mary Magdalene, motherfuckers. It's hysterical to me. Fucking joke. It's a joke of willing ignorance. It's people that want to have a joke told on them. It's fucking great. Anyway. So let me let's let that go back.
Full, uusi, puoli, and täysi kuu. The first here is the ny, and this more means udenkuun, sarvi, nymåne, hornet, the
I know we're repeating.
Horn. And that's the same like we have moon in the new moon is the first mark when they started to offer for their king and their queen. When the moon has been come to half, we call it Udenkuun kuppi, and Ku is the moon and Pi is the circle. So Udenkuun kuppi we can see here, and that means puolenkuun.
So yeah, all right. So actually, I do want to come back and comment on this. What he's saying is that these are essentially like these are moon phases that her form is composed of, right? So the bottom portion of her is the new moon. Effectively, it's like a waxing crescent. This middle portion is effectively a half moon. And then the full moon. And then we all know that the full moon, that's going to be her fertility time. Right? So you worship this goddess to remember the cycle, to remember the moon cycles, and the symbolism is within her. So this is and if you flip this symbol upside down, it's the symbol for the signal, right? It's your cell phone reception or your Wi-Fi reception be noted as there's the central node, which is the phone itself, the singularity, and then the field in which can reach it, and how existential of a reach to bandwidth the phone is currently capable of grabbing, right? And so the full moon is basically woman horny time, right? There you go. Anyway.
Kuppi is the half moon. I am sorry.
Try to close this at the right moment.
In the Ramsa we have the Udenkuun sarvi, Udenkuun kuppi, and Täydenkuun siivu, means nymåne hornet, halvmåne kopp, och fullmåne skiva, or new moon horn, half moon cup, and full moon skiva. So in that way we are offering from the new half to the full moon, and when we come to the full moon, it already has been arriving the sperm or the salve we was offering for the full moon into the full moon represented by Seppo Ilmarinen and Maja Ilmatar. These two moon figures was actually directing the people who lived according to the moon. You could offering for the coming child in the time of the moon. That means that we have three castes before, Jarl, Karl, Trail, and these three castes, the lowest caste called Trail, are dancing, and when they are dancing, it's one car who is choosing from these dancing trails. When one trail has been chosen, he gets the title Valjun, and when Valjun get one Legujun and one Tjänstejun for him to be. So they become four, actually the Sekar, and he is served by one Jun called Valjun, who has together with him the Legujun and the Tjänstejun. In that way there are four in the fyrveppling, we call it, where four men can actually be together in one session to offer from the Valjun to the Sekar, who is this man from the middle caste, the Turpar caste. The man in the Tulparkast, the Saga, he is also one valman, and this valman he has to his förfogande one legoman and one tjänsteman. Above them we have the jarlkast, where we call them for husfru, and husets herre, husets fru means talonrouva, talonherra, and one husets herre, one jarl, he is one lagman. He has the whole lag, and one lagman has again in his turn one lensman, and the lensman has one tjänsteman. Now from the jarl we go up to the QRQ, and the
I forgot to mute that, which is a totally high thing to do. I'm going to actually rewind this a couple of seconds because I don't know how much I was bleeding out. I am sorry, that was a little bit rude. About 2 minutes or so.
In the time of the moon, that means that we have 3 casts before Jarl, Karl, Trail, and these 3 casts, the lowest caste called Trail, are dancing, and when they are dancing it's one Saga who is choosing from these dancing trails. When one trail has been chosen, he gets the title Valjun, and one Valjun get one legujun and one tjänstejun for him to be. So they become 4, actually the Saga, and he is served by one Jun called Valjun, who has together with him the legujun and the tjänstejun. In that way there are 4 in the fyrveppling, we call it, where 4 men can actually be together in one session to offer from the Valjun to the Saga, who is this man from the middle caste, the Tulpar caste. The man in the Tulpar caste, the Saga, he is also one valman, and this valman he has to his förfogande one legoman and one tjänsteman. Above them we have the jarl caste, where we call them for husfru, and husets herre, husets fru means talonrouva, talonherra, and one husets herre, one jarl, he is one lagman. He has the whole lag, and one lagman has again in his turn one lensman, and the lensman has one tjänsteman. Now from the jarl we go up to the QRQ, and the QRQ has QRQ herra, QRQ rouva, and QRQ herra, QRQ herren have to his förfogande one QRQ dignitär and one QRQ föreståndare. This QRQ herre, he is going one step higher up, and he come to one person called lensherre and lensfru.
Okay, so I just want to pause right here and let you guys know that so he's going through a list of archaic words that I am not too familiar with the deep, like I'm still like I don't got all the etymology on this Bock Saga down like that yet. So hopefully he goes through a etymological explanation for the names. I'm imagining that he will, but just letting you know that if you're having a little bit of trouble following right now, so am I. So this is, but this is the nature of it, and he knows he's telling this story in English, right? So it's a question of how much of the language system was being discussed in real time each way. Yeah, I'm probably crazy, and he's probably going to go over it. But anyway.
So lensherre, he has one lensstol, and in front of his lensstol is one pall, one jakkara, and there the man who is offered for him is going up on the jakkara and serving to the lensherre in his lensstol. The lensherre in his lensstol is giving over the sperm to one jet-e, one man who has been giving e, and the feminine side has one jet-inna. So now the lensfru is offering to one jet-inna, and one lensherre is offering to one jet-e. One jet-e in the turn is traveling the far away to Saga in East Finland today, and Savolax has one castle called Kyrö Castle. Kyrönlinna, Kyrö slott, Savolax slott, Savonlinna. And Savonlinna is the oldest castle we can present, and Savonlinna picture we have actually here.
Is going to be coming back into Eeyore in a second. It's very interesting that they showed all those.
It's also called Kyrö, means one island.
Yeah, it's very interesting how they showed all that with the boats.
Of one man in Finnish, every man has one.
So my imagination with the that depiction with the boats, that I would imagine that was deliberate. Right. So that just think of that as maybe there was significance. It's got to be looked into. I'm just proposing to think that perhaps there's a reason why there's a black boat going one way and a red boat going the other way, and why the black boat's in the front, and why the red boat's in the back. That was the first question I asked myself. And then there was some more stuff that happened, and I said, I wonder if these traffic patterns tell a story that's in the Wainamoinen mythology. Especially if we're talking about this would be the absolute origins of seafaring as we know it. That's why that's an important question.
Ky Ärnins Ra and Ö, så Kyrön Linna, Kyrö slott, Kyrö castle is the oldest slot in the Asgård, what is outside of Udenmaa in Savunmaa in Savulax. This castle, you are arriving to the island from the east, and when you arrived, you came to this harbor we have here, and you do the entrée through the gate we have here. Ny slott, portgång, who lead into the Nygård, the Nygård where the men was meeting and having their parliament. This front has two towers of Seppo Ilmarinen and his offering. Where you offered to Seppo Ilmarinen before, you had to reach this tower here, who has one cone-formed ceiling or roof with one lantern tower, and the spira in the top is decorated with the Fenris, ulvens gap.
Whoa.
Means one
He said, yeah, it says Fenris. No, like so that says Fenris. He said Fenris. So the top of that spire is called Fenris? Interesting. This adds a direct corollary to the central government as Fenris Wolf. That's what that's saying.
Head, who has the tooth, who is the symbol of the Midgårds ormen. Guess.
The Midgårds ormen or something. But now something's making, this is making some interesting sense with the fucking moon, Rahu and Ketu. So the Hyperboreans then would be the severed head of Rahu. And would have something to do with the north node of the moon. So that is wild. That is also, so if that pole is Fenris, this is the wolf head, the flag. That's the wolf head, that's his ears. This is his neck. This is where. This is a huge fucking weave. This weave just blew my fucking mind. Call the weave police. Whoa, I have a prize for them. So, it's Tyr's responsibility, it is his duty to keep the purity of Asgard. This is Tyr's job. Tyr's job is to remind the people protected in their castle that you can eat the thralls alive. And destroy all the people that were protecting them. But vengeance will be upon you. And it will break this dynasty in twine. Revenge, right? Sometimes I'm glad names like the name of the god of revenge in Old Norse escape me, because it keeps me from thinking about 2020, which means I'm a good boy. Anyway, that is Saga. All right, where are we at here? I have 0 viewers. Probably not good company for the show, right? You don't get a whole lot of viewers when you're openly doing that. Anyway, carrying on.
Käärme, lohi, käärme in Bock. This tower has been the tronstol. There we have the tronstol for Seppo Ilmarinen, for Monbok and Balder, and he is sitting there together with his slottsföreståndare and his slottsdignitär and waiting for the Jet E to arrive to this island. We can see the Jet when they are arriving. We can
He said, looks like they're about to zoom out to his nonsense. Did he say Yeti? Yet A? Interesting. Very interesting.
See them here. On this picture, we can see the Yeti are all sitting in one.
Alright, hold on a second. Sorry. It was a very good thing I did that. It's getting so... Wait, did I do that? No, I didn't do that. Alright, well, fuck me. Fuck it, let's keep going.
Boat.
You have to feel a little... It's okay. It is okay to feel this level of embarrassment. People need to be more comfortable being a little bit embarrassed with life, for fuck's sake. There's too much stress. Oh my god, my video is going to be so imperfect it's going to ruin me. Look, if it starts to hurt, take it down. Give it a chance to hurt. Give it a chance to feel some fucking pain. For fuck's sake. You know? We're fucking terrified of fucking being fools for the sake of the wisdom of admitting that you're a fool. Right? That's why we ask questions. It's revealing what we don't know. But there's something important in that. Because you're identifying a whole line of thinking and a point to it. And I know that you're going to catch this later. I know you're going to catch this later because you know that A, I'm hardcore, and B, you know you're missing fucking gold, but you're in polite company. And so that's all right. But I'm going to keep going live anyway because this pays off in the long game. And I will fucking, I swear to you that if YouTube takes this down, I will do it again, right? Or I will edit it if it's not fucking deleted altogether. If it's just in the private section and I can fucking delete it, delete the fucking clips, just black them out, that'll be fucking fine. Fucking fine. All right. See, these are my magic words of public contract, right? This is a social agreement I'm putting on, and for the record, whether YouTube catches it or not. But it is now spiritual contract, karmic agreement.
Round field with one buckla in the middle means that if you turn the field and people is offering and spitting into the field, all the sperm is going down into the buckla where the man who is offered to can drink it like from one cup. The 10 balbocker, we can see more close here.
Coming back.
It's taken from this part.
This cameraman sucks!
And here we can see the root sköld.
This cameraman's fucking... He's like nervous. He's like, whoa, okay, zoom out. Oh, gotta move up here. And he doesn't even fucking think about avoiding anything. He just fucking wastes his time with a tiny little fucking square. It's just like we need to see as much of Eeyore in his glory as possible. No, we don't. This is for public consumption. You recorded this in the fucking house for a reason. My friend, it's okay. It's okay because, like, you're doing the raw tribal thing. Great. Have the version for public consumption, which is the same thing with a pinch of effort. A pinch of effort on the editing end. Bigger boxes, at least. At least bigger boxes. Because you make this a nightmare to have fun. This is a complete nightmare to have fun with. I would have to work too much for this. Right? Because I don't have time. I'm already alive. To go, I don't remember how to just make a black box. Or, although, hold on a second. I think I can solve this problem. Now I got it. I got it. Alright. I'm going to move the thing around in real time. That'll be annoying, but it should work.
With a particular buckler.
Alright.
Loud shirt with a particular buckler. Loud shirt with particular buckler. And loud shirt with particular buckler. So they are yet a people who is arriving, and they have just been drinking from the lane's herre in the lane.
They're Yeti people. They're called Yetis? That's interesting. And so why do we call some species of the fair folk Yetis? Right? The Bigfoots, the Sasquatches, so on and so forth. Like, these seem to be men. Right? So why were these men associated with it? Are they not fairies? Are these just like, do ghillie men not exist or something like that? They're all just dudes that are like fucking ridiculous Navy SEAL types, right? Which would be kind of akin to the concept of M. Night Shyamalan in The Village, which the only thing I didn't like about it is that I literally couldn't believe that I called the twist, and I lost respect for M. Night Shyamalan with the twisting, because I said to myself, I'm pretty sure there was an easier, not even an easier, there could have been a way better twist for this one, right? Yeah. If anybody from the Zaffi army was so bold as to watch this, I'd imagine some of you fucking cokeheads are. I'm a coke-free show, but I would try some coca. I would try the plant. I just don't want the mixed. I don't want the mixed shit. Anyway, and I don't, and I don't. I've never snorted before, and I'm just not interested in the synthetics, at least not as a first. Introduce me to the plant. But anyway, so anyway, and I mean, because they wear these helmets, but the profile here, the silhouette here, is very kind of like, there's the cone-headish Harry and the Hendersons, and all these Finnish helmets are cone-shaped, and it's all the penis helmet, penis crown, or high priest robes or whatever. They're all different kinds of phallic worshipses, and same thing with women, right? And so women wear dresses because dresses are vaginas. They've sewn themselves a vagina to hide their vagina. That's hysterical. Ladies, you're the best. That's funny. Right? Okay. And so, dudes dudes were like we're worker bees, right? And that's obviously the dynamic here, right? And guess what? Guess what? That is in accord with natural law. That's no problem whatso goddamn ever. And you ladies know it. And you're a bunch of queens that are angry that your workers are like whatever. But the part that isn't is that like yeah, like all like you're used to a world where the one thing you know is that almost all men, maybe even especially married ones, just really want to have a good private fuck with you. Right? So it feels like the whole city is dancing to your clap. Uh, but they're not. You're dancing with a status quo that has made you a complete anti-character, and so you dress yourself up for attention. And I'm undressing for attention, so who am I to judge?
In store in the ringland, and now they are coming out to Kyr castle for to go into the Kur tower and reaching the floor with the throne stool where they are going up on the pall, the yakara, and they are actually walking by themselves and spitting in the king's mouth. The Kyr has the tower of Seppo Ilmarinen by himself, and he also here
Terrible.
has this
Cameraman's
small
trash.
what his father had at
Trash.
home at Asgårdsberget, that he can go round his tower and he can look to all directions. His sister Maja Ilmatar has her own tower, and that we can see here in the background, with a particular ceiling who is one kuperad kupol, also with lanternin and with spira with nymånehornet in the top. When Maya's guests are coming, they are coming in through here with a boat who is landing straight into here, and from there the guest can walk into the Maya's Boor tower, and there Maya is lying in her Jungfru Boor in one divan. And to this Maya's tower is coming the Jättinna, who is in her ringland, been drinking from one Lensfru, and now Lensfru is sending Jättinna the whole way to Sav-Olax, to Kyarö Savun Linna, for to reach the Boor tower with the Jungfru Boor, and in the Jungfru Boor is the divan, and in the divan is lying the Moon Queen, the Queen of the Moon, Maja Ilmatar. Maja Ilmatar, she has her own tower, what is here.
Okay, so Maja Ilmatar, right? Ilmatar is in the Kalevala, right? So these are all Hyperborean families, and they're remembered as hero characters, right? Not gods, but there were gods, and this is why, going through it, there's only a handful of gods, right? It's not like too crazily complicated. I don't think you really even get like nine heroes or heroes and gods. It's very interesting the way that it works, right? So anyway, so he's pointing back at the castle again. I'm not going to bring it up unless he shows something new.
So everybody come to her place here, but the offering ceremony for Maya is actually happening in this tower there, where she also have an upper floor where more sight around, but not complete like her brother, one completely Svalgång, but she can also look down from her tower, example, to Nygård, where her brother can see the Nygård from this side, she can see the Nygård from this side. From her own private tower, she has one niche there, and she can sit in this niche and look down to all these Jätinnor who are down in front of her, and now they are making question to her in her niche, and she is thinking about the question and throw back to this bunch of beautiful ladies, the Jätinna, who in that way can bring her word back to the Ringland, to the Lensfru, who in that way can get the information from their moon queen, Maja. This tower we call the Dick Tower, and here all the guests is coming in this.
All right, so this is all right for now. All right, you know, he's pointing at towers, and I really want to show you what the fuck he's pointing at, so you can make full sense of this profile of the goddamn castle.
Way for to reach this tower, who most has been used for masculine and feminine. The tower is in 4 floors. In ground floor we have the sauna. Second floor we have one tower chamber, and the third we have the sal, the main room, and in the top we have the vindskammare med vindskupa, and through the vindskupa is going the smoke out here. So in the tower is round holes in the floor who come up smoke from the fire from downstairs. So in a way the whole tower is one chimney by itself. The niches around, the people could go back into the niche, they could close the window, and they could close with one draperie or one gardin, so they could gardera for insyn, and they could, these 3 inside in this niche, could nicely sleep over the night. This is Kyrö slot, Kyrön linna, where the Jätte and Jätinna has before 1050 in the history of Finland come to give their attribute for the Moon King and Moon Queen.
All right, so I believe he said that was 1050. That sounded like 1050. It is like 10 or 1100 or something like that. This is when they cut off Finland's continuity to the Väinämöinen mythology. Okay, this is a critical time because this is what set in motion the laws that seal Lemminkainen Temple. So this is the crux of history, which the Tartarians are not wrong. 1066, it's only 2025. So 2066 will be 1,000 years. Isn't that interesting? It'll be 1,000 years. 1066. I think that they might be waiting until 2066. Right? But this is why we have this thing about the Dark Ages, right? I think that by the time these forces got to fucking Finland in 1066 with Rome, they had finished wiping out, a whole way of life that was trying to pick itself back up because we came down as kind of like a effectively like we the Hyperboreans didn't know what was going on outside of the ice wall, right? Everything in the Bock saga that happens after the first Ragnarok is based on the output from Hyperborea to the input of the various independent races across the world that were established by the prior breeding program. And then those people got into various kinds of tribal bloodied warfare, right? This is one of those earliest things. This is Romulus and Remus, which is Cain and Abel at the same time. Greco-Roman, and the problem is that we don't know exactly how Jewish was like. We're making an assumption that the Jewish mythology was the same when we know that they were piecing things together from a lost language. It doesn't precisely count. It creates, let me put it to you this way. It's a unique aspect of the written language, right? And something to be preserved about your history. But if you act like there wasn't something lost in translation now, you're missing a big aspect of what has shaped the written understanding of it. Right? I'm not saying that your beautiful idea of what a religion is and the mythos and everything else behind it is an evil thing. But there's a important lens of history to be reflected upon that you don't have to fucking own personally. Do I have to fucking feel bad about the history of the mob, the history of the Roman Empire, the history of the Etruscans? Do I have to feel bad about the history of the fucking Normans? Do I have to? We don't get to talk about, there isn't one African that has to feel bad about when one African tribe annihilated another African tribe just like we did, right? And, the irritate, like, what is people's problem with the Sami? Right? But maybe there's a legitimate problem. Right? I don't know. People, it's about behavior, man. And it takes being there. And so it's really arrogant to say because you see the world through your lens of various sources that it's enough to get enough of a first-hand account to say it's worth crossing the moral line. And that's a portion of what this is about. Okay, I gotta go refill my cup, so I'm gonna let this keep rolling.
Seppo Ilmarinen and Maija Ilmatar.
Hang on. They're showing an actual model now of the castle. And we're still not done. He's gonna be naked for the rest of the fucking movie. Okay, you know what? It's been 9:30 I started, 10:30, 11. It's been like 90 minutes, right? 90 minutes. We just got to here with the credits. There's been a whole fucking thing driving me nuts with this guy and his terrible camera work. part 3, I am going to fucking set up with proper parameters. We're going to keep this up and see how it goes. I am going to put a warning on the title as soon as I'm done doing this. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Keep an eye out again for this in case YouTube pulls it down. I will figure out getting it back up. All right. What I will probably do, if they give me any shit about it at all, I'll probably take the whole thing down myself or leave it unlisted, and I will do a second stream prepared with a slide of all the things. Or I may perhaps prepare clip segments, excuse me, that will cut in with the audio. And so I would just have to, it wouldn't have to be absolute. Well, yeah, it would. I'd have to. I have to make sure I line it up properly. This is gonna be a little bit of work, but now that we're here, it's gonna take a little bit of work. So this has been nerve-wrackingly fun. This has been. I can't think of a better nonsense thing to happen on a Mercury-Venus retrograde in Aries than watching the original GOAT surprise me with a very, very risque fucking video. All right. Catch you guys later.